Hey, Vince Murphy. Thought you might get a big charge out of this. It's Monday, the 19th of November. I just wanted to film this to show you between your workmanship and a few little things I added, how we turned out with this indoor window seat. So what do you think? So I'll just give you a couple of quick things here. Okay, up here on top, what I did was I added three pieces. This top piece here, I hope this comes out okay. I don't remember, I think it's 2 inch. Then I added another piece of molding here. Then I added this nice looking stuff here all the way across the board here. Let's see. The light, it's pretty bright. I hope this comes out okay. So that's over your framing you did. And we went all the way down along here. So then, if you remember, Vinny, because of the house is so old, when you put on this board, that we had a little bit of a slight twist down here. I'll show you right here. Just a little bit here as far as parallel. Because this had, you did everything here, we shimmed it up on top and it's a little bit off in parallel to this. Not a big deal, so there was like a 16th, so you know what we do, right? So right here I just added this nice molding all the way up here. And that gap was in there, and that gap's gone bye-bye. So that looks good. By the way, this color here, that's Louise picked that summer oak. And it turned out beautiful. So then, so all the way down, get a shot here. And there's your seat that you put in for us. There's a few plants on there, Vinny. So that's all staying the same color. How's that look? Now below your window seat there, I added some more of this molding right across right here. So here's your framing or whatever you call it. I cut some pieces here, right here, and put that all the way down. Looking pretty good, eh, bud? So let's see, moving down along. I haven't puttied some of the nail holes I did yet, but they're hardly noticeable anyway. So, and then all the way down to the end, eh? I'll show you this too, Vince. Let me stand up here. Okay, so up here too, remember you and I were talking these windows, which are great, they got those little bit of weldments in the corner. So when you had put in these pieces up here, what I did was I went and bought some 3/8. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but what I did was I chiseled the weld off. See it up in the corner? So it was a lot closer to the window frame up in here, because we had to have that gap because of that stupid weld. Took that out of there, see that? So now she's nice and flush. Then I added these babies, and I did one there and one over here. And where'd it go? Oh, I'm way over here. And then reason for that was Louise's gonna probably want to put curtains up across here on the angle windows, and then through here, if she wants to go across two windows here, then I can make provisions with curtain holes or whatever for that. So that looks pretty cool, I thought, huh? Look at this beautiful green in this oak. Looking good, looking good. Then there was the next thing. I thought you might get a big charge out of this. Oh, there's some more green, look at that. By the way, taking your advice, of course, I did on all the woodwork, I did the wood conditioner first. Then when I stained, I used Varathane and go across the raw grain, slightly sanded first, let it soak 5 minutes, and then brush it down this way. And boy, it really stuck out. Look at this grain. Looks pretty cool, eh? And then again, you can't see all of your stuff, but here I can pull it off. You can see how nice it looks. There, look at. There's the seat you built for us there. Oh yeah, and I was going to tell you too, buddy. I did recut one or two of these other ones, and like these lower ones, Vince, because again that weld. So I got in there and chiseled those welds and cut a couple of new bars so they would fit tighter along the window there. So Not a big deal, but you know, look at this grain. Look at this beauty going up. This other one I did replace, like I mentioned earlier, up here. This one up here. Again, I chiseled out so it fit nice and tight. See that? I should have another cigarette. This turned out nice too, all oak. So I put those guys on there. You had everything really good and level here. So I just centered these babies, left and right, nice and level. And then this is the one I wanted you to see too. So thanks for a good job on that baby. Then we had, remember this, here's your new lower window seat that I put in. Now what I did, Vince, was because of long planking, I decided what I was going to do is buy 6 separate oak, 3/4 oak by 7.5 boards. So you can see here, I'll show you the finish first. Here's what she looks like. This is an example. Here's a board, comes out to the seam here, and then 7.5 inches. So it's, I don't know, I sanded it all. It's in here somewhere. And this is the second one. The gaps here, I can assure you this is flush. There's a little bit out of squareness here due to this stupid wall back here. But this is all flush. And then all the way down to the next ones here. All the way down. And then here's the second set. This is flush. All flush. Spent many hours doing this, which I enjoyed. And she goes down to the end. So there's basically 6 pieces of oak there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I added this molding, this 3/4, well, I forget what you call it, quarter round or whatever. I added 3/4 all the way down. And I know that you'd be fussy too, so I made sure that I got everything flush and fit. So there's no gaps all the way down. There are gaps, they're very minimal. Do a close-up of the seaming all the way down. And let me tell you something quick, I'm sure you understand. It took me 2 days because that original one underneath was bowed severely. From the center line, Vince, let's use your window seat here, approximate right there. I think it was 56 inches from each wall. From the center and to the right, I think it was 9 inches was kind of flat. And I'm talking about the original seat. And maybe 11 inches this way. Then she started to bow downward. And I'll just keep this brief. If you took it from there down to the end to the wall underneath, the thing bowed at that end about 800 thousandths, or a little bit, about 11/16 that is. And then from the center going to the left, it was 3/4 of an inch by the time we got to the wall. So you won't be able to see it now because I did something underneath, but I used construction shims. And boy, that was a project. So shimming here and then down in the middle for a fastening all of this wood. That's all shimmed underneath there. Oh my God, it was a project. But I think I got it pretty good. Now, because of that one that was bowed, what I did, just finished it this morning, is I'm going to try and lay down here. Here's what I added underneath. So let me move down a little bit. I had this beautiful, here's the new seat here, and then I cut this rail. It's like chair rail. Look at this. And it went all the way down. All the way down. Like so, underneath. You can see it up close. Here's the window seat. Here's the top of this stuff. Center all the way down. Nice and level. Everything's nice and level. And then finally, Vinny, if you do remember, which you might not, well, on these ends, that end and the other far end, The original window seat came out past the wall. Let me move down. Came out past the wall about 1.5 inches. So in other words, behind this chair rail was the original 3/4, and it came out this far. So when I got done with this, I'm looking at that, and that stupid 1.5 inch piece about 7/8 wide sticking out at both ends, this one and the other. So I got a little creative, so I thought what I'd do here, let me try and stand up. I created up a little corner thing here. This will get wacky. Let me try and get up. There we go. Oh, bamboo floors. Right here, check it out. So I made up a little box type thing and cut 2 pieces out flush. And over here, see, I made a box type thing here, Vinny. And then this is all oak. Down here, this is a piece that I added. That's a piece of 3.5 inch, you ready? Poplar. Boy, that is some tough stuff. So I cut a piece all the way down. I made angles on the end. I fastened a little ornamental, that same thing here. So this is on a 15-degree angle. And let me do this. Readjust here. This looks pretty good, eh, Vinny? And then on both ends I made that. So, see, there it is there. So, right where I thought, well, after I made it and I had a little bit of a seam, because, this is the length of the poplar, and then I had to cut a separate piece there of poplar. And then I encased it all to try and cover up the original, and there you go. And then again, I put these 2 on there. See? Give it a little look. And I'm going to get way down there, so because that stupid piece, it was so bowed from this end down the other, if anybody crawls down here and looks, you can see it right there. See it? But it's barely noticeable, so. Well, anyway, I thought you'd get a big kick out of this. And she looks beautiful, I think. Now, as you know, I thought I'd film it now because you see this lower window seat? This thing will be filled to the max. So, oh yeah, and I did this molding on the new seat here, see it? Right here, so that's all oak too. So, listen, I want to tell you, I thought we were a pretty good team. I don't know what you think, but I'm going to try and stand up and walk back a little bit. And I thought you did really great on this thing. Boy, I'm thinking the thing looks pretty decent. So, nice and level all the way down now. See if I can't get a shot. It's kind of hard to get a shot from here because it's so far away, but she's all straight. And I just thought you'd like get a kick out of this. And then I'm going to stand up one more time. And then see if I can't get a distance shot. Let's walk here. And I'll show you 1 or 2 more things. Don't mind the mess. So let's see if I can get in the right light. See what it looks like from back here. There you go, buddy. It's a little dark up there, but there you can kind of see the details. There she goes, all the way down. And I used 2 types of nails, Vince, in all this rail in it. I used 6 bright common for the heavy duty stuff, like that poplar piece I told you, that base poplar piece. And then for finishing nails I used 0.59 diameter wire brads, 1.25 inches long. Punched them in with my old good old punch. See if I get it over here. So I think it looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, if you come to visit, after that thing gets filled up, you won't be able to see it. Don't tell Louise I said that. And there she looks. There you go. All your hard work, see? I hope I didn't disappoint you, but I thought maybe this is the way to go. So I added a touch of Victorian. And I do know she told you she wanted you to build it plain, and you did that, and I did this on my own. So, but I thought that added quite a bit. And I don't have any miter saws like you guys, but let's walk this way for a minute. Let's walk through this mess. I actually made this mess. I'll show you the saw that I use. Oh, by the way, here, let me show you. Being a goofy tool maker, you know, I want to make sure cuts are exactly right, you know, so just show you a couple of my length fits here. Here's one up here. Up there. This is your stuff, so I'm not going to embarrass you. You set the standard, and then we go down and down. And there's a leaf in my way. And there's my finished cut down there. There's yours, see that? So, I thought we'd do pretty nice work together. I hope you'll like this. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that looked kind of cool. And you'll see that it's even all the way down, because I bought that with that little flange on there and nested it with your level window framing. See that? Alright. I'll show you my saw that I used. I'm looking for a pat on the back. But I don't have the stuff. I wish I had the stuff. I'd love to do woodworking. So basically I had my drill. I drilled holes for the nails. And here's my saw. This is my miter saw with my plastic thing and my trusty old saw. That's the stain in that. So anyway, Vince, that's pretty much it. I hope you get a big kick out of that. A little extra chair rail. So I'm very pleased with it for us. I hope you are too. And that should pretty well do it. Okay, we'll see you soon. Thanks. Wait a minute, Vinny. A couple more things. I forgot something here. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this too. This is another piece of molding here. This is a separate piece of molding. So I made it flush with your top there. See it? Not a big deal. And correction, I did not use 6D common nails. I used 6D finishing nails. And finally, I'll show you, I haven't puttied it. I did, I thought what you had said earlier, I did this piece of poplar down here. I'll show you just one that's exposed, slightly exposed. Before I putty it, I did screw, number 8 flathead screws, Phillips head. I did screw the poplar into the original warped baseboard. And right here, there's just partial of the countersink showing and a little bit of this screw. So so this board right here, I've got screws up behind this chair rail down. I think I put them at I don't remember, maybe every 16 inches to draw that thing up tight, because the board was a little bit warped. She's leveled. Here's the screw. You can see part of the screw, just a little bit of it. So there are flathead screws with this poplar, this 3.5 inch poplar that I fastened to the edge of the original warped the warped window seat, the one that was badly warped. So that was good. I thought after hearing what you said or texted me, yeah, it's best to put, that's just part of the head, that's all you can see. All the other ones you can't see, they're up behind this, like I said. So that was the best application, so she never loosens up with nails. So okay, that's enough of that. So there we go, and that should do it. Alrighty.